Hey guys, guess who? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi. Happy Super Days with Super Dave. I'm your host, obviously Super Dave, Director of Training with BestLife Creation Society. I hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are doing awesome. Just want to record a quick video here for you today. The subject of today's video is allow and flow the things that you want. It ties in with the post that I just put. Hey Jen, hey Sue, that I just put on my Facebook for today on my personal profile. Dave Bresnahan, if you want to add me as a friend or whatever, it's all perfect. But the concept was whatever we push against, we get more of. Because we live in a law of attraction based universe. So when we can recognize that, it just starts to make life so much simpler. And so that's why today's subject is allow what you want and flow in what you want. Because there's so many people out there that are going, I don't want this, I don't want this. Okay, but since we live in a law of attraction based universe, whatever we put our attention on, whether we want it or don't want it, we're going to get. And there's a very specific reason for that. In Best Life, we talk about law of attraction, and one of the things we talk about is the fact that law of attraction is unbiased. What I mean by that is that law of attraction is not going to be your mom. It's not going to be your best friend. It's not going to be like this this conditional thing. It's not going to go down to your vibration. It's going to say, meet us at the vibration that you're desiring, and you'll get what you want. And what's so powerful about that, guys, is so simple. So if you're feeling frustrated, do not be surprised or shaken up when other things that come in of a vibrational nature that match frustration. But just as much when you're feeling satisfied or joyful or happy, that you can bring in things into your experience that match those vibrations as well. That is so freeing. That is so powerful. And we get to choose what that feels like for us, not just every day, but every minute of the day, every moment we feel something, anytime we experience an emotion, it's all there for us. And so we really get to allow and flow into our life experience what we want and what we desire at any time. I don't know about you guys, but if you can just feel that for a second, because I am right now, that's so freeing. That's so freeing. So, hey Sue, that's so freeing. Just feel that out for a second. How freeing it is for you watching this video, for all of us. Whatever you feel in that moment, you get the freedom to feel that. And isn't it exciting to know, too, that if there's things that you're not wanting to feel, like you're like, well, I don't want to feel frustrated. Okay, well, instead of focusing on frustration, what is it that you really want? Allow yourself to pivot. A good rule of thumb is that if it's like a lot of momentum, let's just say like, I'm frustrated about my job, and I'm frustrated about my circumstances, and I'm frustrated about my finances, blah, 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 blah. Generalize it out. Generalize it out so that way you can pivot back into a space of what feels good. So ask yourself, okay, what is it that I really want? I really want more ease in my life. I would like things to be a little more relaxed. That's pretty general. I would like to experience some relief in some of these areas of my life. See, these are all general statements. You don't even need to focus on the specifics of the finances or the relationships or the job. You can just go general. And then when you're in that beautiful space of being general, you can pivot back into a space of the desires of your heart. Yeah, back into a space of satisfaction. And satisfaction is a really, really broad way to say it. But satisfaction is included but not limited to things like happiness, joy, bliss, peacefulness, magic, certainty, fun, playful, thrilling, exciting, exuberant, fulfilling, rewarding, happy, giddy up. I mean, it's whatever vibrations feel good to you. And when you do that and you tap into that, you really can allow the things of your heart and the desires of your heart. Oh, and here's another really cool thing about this, guys. You don't have to get this perfect out of the gate. There's no requirement in that. Only thing that's required is that you find yourself, happy amazing day to you too, Jen. Woohoo! Such beautiful expansions everywhere you look. You find something that feels good to you and you just allow it. Right? Because there's another thing too, which is that you don't need to push into a really amazing vibration. You know, I would recommend you don't need to go going, oh, I need to be really, really excited because if I'm not really excited, then the universe isn't really listening. That's a bunch of baloney. What feels good to you in this moment? Maybe right now, like I said earlier in the example, I'm just wanting to feel more calm. And if that's what feels good to you, perfect. Maybe for some of you out there, you're like, I just want to feel a little more joyous in my living. If that's what feels good to you, perfect. Maybe for some of you watching, you're going, I just want to feel more bliss. If that's what feels good to you, then that's perfect. See, it's whatever vibration feels good to you. Whatever vibration feels good to you is the vibration that you should tap into. Because for me, it's going to be different vibrations than it is for you. And guess what? That's what makes this life and this living and this physical experience so perfect. Isn't it great that none of us are all the same? Isn't it great that we all have our own individual preferences? We were training on this in a subject of our class today, which is preferences. Just so you guys know, I don't necessarily love coleslaw. It's not my preference. But what's so funny is that, and hey Tazarine, what's so funny is that there would have been times in the past when if someone would bring coleslaw into my experience, I'd be like, ooh, God, no, get that away from me. Oh, God, oh, right? And just get dramatic about the whole thing. We don't need to do that. It's just coleslaw. And the funny thing is that even now, when I'm in this beautiful understanding and experience of everything that we're talking about with the satisfied vibration, you don't attract the things that you don't want. So I rarely even attract, you could say, coleslaw into my experience because it's not my preference. It's not something that satisfies me. Me personally, if you love coleslaw, more to you. And I love that you love it. And if you don't enjoy it, I love that you don't enjoy it also. It's okay. It's perfect. Isn't that freeing? Think about that for a second. As something as simple and silly as coleslaw, it's so powerful to know that our preferences are our own preferences. We get to choose what feels good to us. So I'm going to pause there because I'm seeing some good comments popping up here. So let's see here. What is Sue saying? Yes, we all have our own individual feelings of what is perfect for us. Totally individual. Yeah, totally, Sue. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Because you're the one that gets to choose which preferences feel best to you. And I'll tell you something else that's been funny with coleslaw. I was training on it, so I did have my attention on it, but I was feeling good talking about it, and then I had to laugh because then I was watching something on YouTube that was making me laugh, and the guy talked about coleslaw. And I had to laugh and go, well, of course he's talking about coleslaw, because I was talking about coleslaw earlier today on my training. That's law of attraction, guys. Whatever we put our attention on, we're going to get more of. So really put your attention, my suggestion, is on what the things that you really want to allow and bring into your life. And it could be everything from as simple as the foods that you like, to the relationships that fulfill you, to more money in your bank account, to greater happiness, greater fulfillment, greater awareness, greater clarity. It's all there for you. And all you got to do is ask yourself, what is it that I really want? And maybe even right now, a good general step would be, what do I really want right now? Because 10 minutes from now, a day from now, a week from now, a month from now, your preferences may change. And that's perfect too. Think about that for a second. I hope you guys can feel that. Isn't it nice to know that, wait a minute. If everything Dave is saying here is true, that means that if I feel good about something right now, and 10 minutes later, I don't feel good about it, that I'm not doing anything wrong, that I'm not being punished by the universe? No, you're never being punished by the universe. Everything is here for you. And once you can realize that everything is here for you, that means including contrast. And how are we defining contrast? Well, in Best Life Creation Society, we define contrast as things that you don't want, things that you don't desire, things that are not your preference. But that's merely all that they are. Your preferences. You don't need to be like, oh my God, why am I attracting this? Oh, can you believe he said that? Can you believe she said that? Can you believe they said that? Yeah, I can believe they said that. Because the universe is showing you that that's a part of your vibrational escrow. But that's okay. It's just contrast. It's there to remind you, hey, guess what? Alignment, right over here. Hi, how you doing? Inner being, hi, how's it going? And that's a great question to ask yourself. I was listening to an Abraham audio, which is, inner being, what do you think of this? Inner being, what do you think of this? Inner being, what do you think of this? And pretty soon you'll know enough of what inner being thinks, but even more importantly, what inner being feels. Oh yeah. And then you'll be able to tap into that feeling of what feels good to you more and more and more and more and more and more of the time. It's just awesome, awesome. So I got a couple more comments here, so I'm just going to scroll back here because I thought I saw Sue say another one. I look forward to the upcoming coleslaw stories. You betcha, Sue. Love you. She also says, punished. Never, I think. Always working for you. Yeah, exactly, Sue. That's exactly right. And I'm loving this, Super Dave. Thanks, Jen. So, yeah, I mean, this is just really, really powerful stuff because I'm not asking any of you guys to be me. Ever. And I would never ask anyone to be who they are except themselves. If you're loud, be loud. If you're timid, be timid. I don't care. None of that stuff matters. You know what matters the most is that you're feeling good with who you are. And you're truly loving yourself with who you are. You know, we can't push things into existence, guys. Not really. Because if we try to push things into existence, they're not sustainable. But if we use the beautiful law of attraction and we love ourselves into things, and we gently use that vibration of our own love and our own satisfaction, man. Man, oh man, oh man. Man. The only word I have for it is man. Because it's so exciting to know that we have the freedom to choose what feels good to us at any given moment. Not just when outside circumstances are going correctly, not just when the weather is good, not just when someone gave you a hug. And these are all funny examples, but it's tapping into having an awareness, guys, and an ability, and ideally a certainty that you can feel good unconditionally. Unconditionally. You can feel good unconditionally. What does that mean? They say Jesus loved people unconditionally. That means that he loved people regardless of what they thought about themselves and regardless of what others thought about them. And what we're tapping into here, guys, that I'm strongly recommending is learning how to love yourself unconditionally. That means even if your hair does this, love yourself. That means even if you find contrast, love yourself. That means even if you don't love coleslaw, love yourself. Because in the end of the day, that's what matters most. That's what's going to continue to draw in all the things of your heart's desire. It's very, very powerful. Sue said something here. Let's see here. Hello, Rico. Let's see here. What is she saying? Feeling good, exactly. And if you don't feel good being timid, that is your guidance system speaking. That's exactly right, Sue. Whatever feels good to you is what feels good to you. And to trust that, and to listen to that, and to acknowledge that. It's the indicators within, it's the sensitivities that we truly have of who we are when we're truly connected to all that is. That society, authorities, teachers, generally speaking, anyone in the media has basically told you, don't listen to that. Be logical. Think it through. And we're not negating logic or things to be thoughtful of. But there's a misbalance. The balance is in really trusting your feelings. It's in really trusting your beautiful awareness of who you truly are. And I hope you can feel that through this video. Because I don't care if you come from a trailer park or a $7 income a year figure. All I care about is that you feel good with who you are. It's a universal concept. This is something that's discussed all over the globe. And this is one of the big pieces that's missing with law of attraction teachings, because they say, just push yourself into feeling good. That's not law of attraction. That's law of assertion, which guess what? Doesn't exist. That's also saying I can pull a fast one on the universe, and if I pull a fast one on the universe long enough, hard enough, then maybe I can force myself into feeling good. But do you hear the words? Instead of allowing and loving and really with certainty knowing that you're feeling good, people are out there trying to tell you that you can force your way into things and that you can push your way into things. And ask yourself from within, does that match who I truly am? Something to consider, isn't it? Because when you can really feel who you truly are, and I really feel this, I don't think those things will resonate with you guys anymore. I think you'll start to go, you mean I can feel good all the time? You mean there's no punishment for feeling good all the time? Are you telling me that I can have all the desires of my heart and more? And are you also telling me, Dave, that everything that I do is perfect right now, and that I'm in the perfect moment right now, and that nothing that I've done up until this point in my life experience was wrong, and that my inner being is still here, unconditionally loving, even though I may have not heard it? That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This is just the magic. This is the magic, magic, magic. Jesus, yes, as did Buddha, Muhammad. Yeah, exactly, Sue. Like all of the great, walkers, masters, whatever you want to call them, gurus, they all thought the same principle. To love one another unconditionally. And, because you don't think they had contrast come in? Come on. Come on. I even heard an Abraham audio, which is that all the masters that walked the earth, or are walking the earth, they said, I wouldn't give up one miserable moment. Did you feel the love in that? Because when you can come from a space of alignment, none of it's miserable. You don't view it as the textbook word of miserable. You just view it as mere contrast. You just view it as beautiful understanding. Yeah, I'm just going to scroll down here. Okay, so let's see here. Yes, you can push yourself, etc., but how do you feel when you are doing that? Maybe in very small doses, but as a regular diet of behavior, not likely a great idea. Yeah. I mean, it is a thing of whatever feels good to you is what feels good to you. And for some people, there is this, because again, that's why I'm saying this is not like, you must do this, because then that would be me pushing back on you guys. I'm saying as a general rule of thumb, since we all are, here's one thing that I'm sure we can probably agree on. We're physical, we have a physical body, and a lot of us have this agreement that we're spiritual beings going through physical experience. Absolutely. And for some, they're like, well, I'm going to push myself to go up this hill, or I'm going to run this marathon. But guess what? Even if they say the words push it, I bet if you were to question them and to ask them and to query them, it feels good. And it doesn't feel like pushing. So that's different. What I'm talking about here is thinking that you need to yank yourself into a better vibrational space. Thinking that you need to jerk yourself into a better vibration. Our inner guidance system, guys, is loving and unconditional and powerful and always on track. It's like our perfect, what do you call them? Oh, I'm losing my train of thought. GPS. It's a GPS system. And just like a GPS, it doesn't go, oh, you big dope, why didn't you turn left back there 5 miles? Here's what it says. Recalculating. Recalculating. Guess what, guys? Inner being is doing the same thing. When you're feeling off course, when you're feeling some sort of dissatisfaction, whether it's anxiety or worry or frustration or stress or whatever, inner being is going, hi, hey, remember me? Remember me? Love you. Love you. Love you. It's gently calling to you. I know, and here's the best part. No matter how dissatisfied you are, no matter how big that momentum of dissatisfaction is, you could be in the most, biggest rage of your life, or like be so depressed that that there's nothing worth living, and guess what inner being is gently still doing? Calling. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. And the powerful thing with this is that go with your own feelings on this. If it resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. My message to all of you guys today is to know that you all have the freedom to allow what you want into your own experience. It's so, so powerful. Yeah, Oh, Sue said something good here too. She said, and even if we don't believe that we are a spiritual being in a physical body, it still works. Your inner guidance system. That's exactly right, Sue. Yeah. Yeah, because belief's not a thing of it. We're tying into, universal principles. And so this is really, really powerful. So, I know I got really passionate there for a second, but I'm just feeling so good. And I hope that you guys are out there feeling good. And if you're not, I'm just going to recommend, you don't have to tolerate that, man. Like, dudes, dudettes, amazing people out there, singers and singerettes. That's what I used to say when I did YouTube videos back in the day when I would teach voice lessons. You don't have to tolerate anything less than satisfaction. You have the freedom to have satisfaction in every aspect of your life and every moment of your life. And anytime you feel any sort of dissatisfied thought, you have the freedom to say something to the extent of, thank you, mind. What is it that I really want? Or thank you, mind, I love, value, and appreciate you. Or, I love, value, and appreciate these thoughts. Okay, inner being, what do we think about this? What do we think about this? What do we think about this? It's that powerful. And you all have this power within you. So, yeah, that's all I got. I'm just going to read this last comment here, and then I'm going to wrap it up. And the universal principles will meet you where you are. Yeah, and I said that earlier too. Law of attraction, is right there. So if you're feeling amazing, guess what? You're right in alignment with all the beautiful things of law of attraction. And if you're finding you're stressed, guess what? You're right in alignment too if you let that momentum continue, but you can always pivot. You can pivot back into something that feels good to you. You have that freedom. It is your choice. You do have the power. You are all unlimitedly gifted. You are all unconditionally loving. You all have every magical thing in you right now to succeed and to feel good right now. You don't need to sign up with anyone to do anything else. You don't need to purchase anything else. You have the beautiful ability to tap into this. This is the skill of learning how to feel good unconditionally. And if you do want to know more about feeling good unconditionally, feel free to check out our website, www.bestlifecreationsociety.com. Really great stuff happening. So yeah, I hope wherever you are in this world, whether you're in Europe or America or Australia or anywhere on the globe, Canada, I'm just saying the things that are coming off the top of my head, but I know we have Best Life members all over the world. So to all the beautiful members in Best Life and to all the people outside of Best Life that are beautiful and feel beautiful, and even if you don't feel beautiful, I love you guys so, so much. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, afternoon. And until we speak again, you have everything in you. You can allow all the desires of your heart to flow to you. So just something to consider. And until we speak again, this is Super David, Director of Training with Best Life Creation Society, signing off, saying, may you make your best life with Best Life. I love you guys. I really do. Talk soon. Bye-bye.